Hi guys, here I am with another short video today to talk about a very interesting topic. And the topic is what is the right attitude when you are a design manager or when you are a design assistant or when you are a senior designer that is working into within a design team on a particular project. So that's a very important question because what's happening sometimes, hello, what is happening sometimes is that people tend to be a little bit selfish, thinking about their own career, the way they can show to everybody that they are the best managers or assistant or people that deserve a better career. So they are trying to be very useful on the project. In reality, they are just working on themselves and not for the team. And this is a particular attitude that we can find in young design managers or young, let's say, designers that belong to a particular team, but also in adults or older design managers, assistant, or more experienced people. So it is very important to understand that when you are in a team and you have a project, and whether your role is the design manager, so the one that is trying to manage all the activities in agreement with the design director, or you are just the assistant, okay? So the one that is looking on the budget, planning, and all sorts of activities about modeling to make sure that the model will be done on time. So with some relationships, professional relationships with suppliers, or just informing the team or the team members or suppliers or other people about the project, about the milestone and stuff. Okay, so if you are part of this organization in a design project, whether it's a product or a car, of course, with a car, it's a lot more complicated because the car, interior and exterior, is a very complicated project, and it's a project that will last longer than a product. Okay, that's of course. Well, what is very important for people, for the project, and for the company is the attitude that we all have while we have our conduct, okay, our professional conduct during the project or the life project. Now, I think people sometimes that don't pay too much attention to some important element of the design strategy or design management strategy of a project. And as I explained in other videos, design strategy when you approach a new project is extremely important. And also the design management that you do, because thanks to design management, you can be appreciated, you can make friends within the technical department, and you can get things done for you know, rather than rather than for the others. And when I say for you, it's not for you personally, but for the project, for the design project, so for the design team. So, for example, sometimes you can see that in your head, you know that you give a certain type of informations, okay, and those informations are supposed to be shared with the rest of the team or with suppliers within few hours because we all have a planning and we all know that sometime to anticipate certain activities, okay, or short activities, when we see that this is possible, can bring you or to us a very good advantage, okay, on the project. An advantage, for example, forward the other people that are part of the same project, but also an advantage for designers that they gain some extra time in that case, okay, that particular case, to do maybe more research or to refine better surfaces, details, and stuff. So, and that's the design manager that can see, can feel, or that how those activities or some part of activities, some activities can be anticipated or compressed, or the contrary, just make them longer because this is something that is judged possible. And when you do that, you have assistant, okay, you have an assistant that will help you in order to take a part of the job because it's complex, it's a lot of stuff to take care or to control. And then therefore you have trust in that person, the assistant, because the assistant will make sure that what you want is deployed, okay, or what you desire, or what you agreed within the team after the decisions are taken, that there is an action after that is done in the right timing. But sometimes we find people, assistant, but senior designers or even young designers that don't understand how important is the timing, the planning, or when we do a certain action, or if we decide to anticipate that action, because there is, of course, an advantage after, later on. And then what happens? That they don't respect the timing that you have in mind. You have trust in those people, okay, you give trust to them, and then after 2 days you discover that some information have not been shared yet, some emails did not go to the right addresses at the right time, and therefore you start thinking about it, why is this happening? So you go and you make your how can I say, you start searching for the info, and you realize that effectively some people that were sitting at your table while the meeting was held, they just didn't give action in the right timing about what was discussed and decided. So that's something that can create a big problem, because if a design manager gets engagement with the other part of the company to say we will deliver this at that day, at that date, or at that time, because he knows that he needs a feedback that is very important in order to help designers to solve what is considered an important problem on the surfaces because of technical reasons, or because of packaging, or because technology change. If that information is not shared at the right time, on the other side, they will always say, ah, but you arrived late. You didn't give us the information the way you were supposed to do, the way you agreed. And then what do you want me to do? I have so many problems to take care. I'm not going to be the father of the design team. So, what I want to try to express is that when we work in a team, we design managers at first want to be the person that brings solutions to problem solving and don't create new problems in the design process because we are lazy, or because we did give the right importance to that information or to that action to take during meetings or during exchanges in front of a model or in front of a technical drawing, showing up a real problem for which we must find a solution, a technical solution. So today we talk about the right attitude to manage a design project. And when I talk about this, I mean, how can really how can we try to be useful, okay, managing each one for each responsibility, okay, including the young designers or the most expert designers in the team, how we can all bring some positive action to make sure that we all work for the project and therefore for the company objective, okay, to accomplish in a very positive and in a very positive way. So very often I find myself sometimes to write emails like, did you do that? Did you send this? Did you call that person? And when I don't get the answer within couple of hours by email, I use my telephone via WhatsApp or WeChat if it's with China to ask for a confirmation, because I know that to confirm that information within few hours, just in case the action has not been done, it gives me still the time strategically to decide what to do to make sure that we don't find ourselves with a bigger problem than expected a couple of days later. And when I explain this, hello to all the people that are sending messages, and this is what it's very important when we talk about the right attitude to have. Sometimes I see people, also managers, that when we are in the meetings, and they talk about their projects, they're always crying about something. I didn't get this on right time. I don't have the information from the technical department, so it's their fault. Therefore, we are in default. So what do we do? And stuff like that. And then the director say, "But did you call them? Did you call them more than once? In a few words, what did you do in order to accelerate the reception of the information you are looking for?" So you see two attitudes. You see an attitude which is a constructive one, which means I engage myself. If people that should do that action are not doing it, but I am the manager, so at the end the overall responsibility is mine, then I'll do it. But I call that person and say, hey, the way you did, you were late this time. Next time, please don't be, because the consequences could be this and that. So trying to explain. And that's in a team effort of team building, to explain to the people that belong to the team that everyone, each one of them have a responsibility, even if it's smaller, in the team, and an important part to play, important role to play, to make sure that we don't get, big gaps between what the manager in the big meetings, how can I say, engages to do, things to do, and then what comes after, which will be with some delay or some late information or some stuff that are postponed for 2 or 3 days, which would be dramatic. So it is important that when you're a manager, you work for the good, for the well-being of the team and the project, and that you do also some coaching, because in every team you have people that have less experience, or other people that have more experience but are not very motivated for all sorts of reasons. And then you have to juggle between who does not have experience, so it discovers a little bit how we make a project, okay, and what's expected really from the person. But you have also to juggle with people that maybe for personal reasons or company reasons they are not very motivated, and you have to try to motivate them. So of course you cannot go over there with experienced people and say, hey, I told you to give me the information yesterday and you are giving me a week later, because you're gonna make everybody pissed off, okay, mad. But you can play a role of a sort of a friend, okay, with a friendly attitude, just to try to motivate them. So play with them in a different way, more on a psychological point of view, trying to show them that if they do it right, they're gonna have a key role, positive key role in the project. And this is the truth. It's not that I'm inventing or excuses. It's really the truth. That's exactly how it happens, because everybody has an important role in a certain extent within the team. So the attitude is very important. And there is also another thing. If you are someone that wants to make a career, okay, in management, okay, and wants to become credible, someone that professionally people will think that this guy is good, okay. Well, you have to conquest, okay, you have to earn that type of credibility just by working well and working correctly, working for the team and working for the project. So you don't have to do it by, how can I say, by pushing yourself in front of everybody first, saying thanks to me this happened, because that's something that after once or twice is starting to bother people, because people will think that you are just doing this for yourself, so that you are a selfish person, okay, and therefore not very reliable. Because I will always look for someone to include in my team that is honestly working for the team. And I cannot give you real examples because I cannot talk about my job. But currently, I can tell you that there are some young people working as junior designers on a project I'm doing, okay? And those guys are fantastic because they are really, I mean, I don't want to say that you can ask them everything, but you can see that they are motivated so much by their work and their passion to participate to this project, which is a big project, that they're always willing to tell you, don't worry, I'll try my best. I cannot promise anything, but I'll try. And the thing that they are trying, it's very nice because I know that I can count on them tomorrow for something else because they are serious. And those people will earn a lots of points in terms of career level because of this positive and sharing attitude. They are not crying that, I'm sorry, I gotta go, or no, I'm not gonna do it, it's not my responsibility. You know, sometimes it might sound stupid to you, but it's enough to ask to someone that is doing exterior design to share an interior alias virtual model to someone because the guy from the interior is not there. And if the guy from the exterior, which is not his responsibility, is doing the little favor to you, moment of the project, that can save few days of incomprehensions between teams. So he's doing a favor, and he's doing it right in that moment you're asking. And it's nice because he has the same opportunity to do the job just like his colleague or her colleague in interior design who is responsible for that interior alias model. So this is the good attitude I'm talking about. And therefore, when we have some, how can I say, some problems in terms of bureaucracy, because sometimes it happens that because of company rules, in order to sharing information with the supplier, or in order to have the okay to go to start working with the supplier with who we already got us a major agreement, sometimes those signature that gives the okay, the definitive okay to start, come late because in a big company, sometimes the big boss signatures are things that come late. Then you have to figure out how to find a solution to speed up the work, or how to find a solution to anticipate some stuff, some activities, so that the main planning that will never change, okay, because it cannot change, because we cannot change the put in production of the project. That's why you cannot compress. In order to avoid that there is a compression of that major planning, because research will be compressed, not production time, then you have to find in a very creative managerial way a sort of anticipating some activities. And anticipating some activities means asking people to do things when they are not really supposed to start doing them, because there is no the official okay on some contracts. That's mainly between suppliers and the company, so, or the design team. So you must find a way that is still a legal way, okay, to be creative, okay, and convince people that some stuff, some activities, few things, we can start it anyway, because we know that it's gonna be the best, the best thing to do for everybody, and that's for the good of the project and not for the personal satisfaction. Now, so if you have those good attitudes in sharing, in giving, okay, engaging, and ask the other people within the team to be likewise, to engage themselves and not just take with superficial, in a superficial way, some actions and say, okay, I can do it on Monday when it's Friday. No, do it on Friday, because I need it Monday morning, 8 o'clock. The people that start 8 o'clock, they have that information already. So if you are able to do all that, then of course you are also doing well for your own career. If we want to talk about the selfish element of this game, which is, but at the end, will it be recognized that I worked well? Well, yes, the answer is yes, because we all, me too, okay, judged by someone that at the end of the year will judge our performance. And everything we do, it's noted. That's at least in serious companies. Therefore, your good action repeated in time, it's noted. And it will be, of course, very welcome and also rewarded. Okay. Now, in which percentage, in which extent it will be rewarded, with a lot of money, less money, a career step, or some, I don't know, professional trip, I have no idea. This is about the sensibility, okay, of every manager, director, and company policy. So that's what I can say. But the good point is, and also as my father always told me, and I think it's still a very good example, just do well your job. Don't worry too much, especially at the beginning about your career, because things will come out. They will come with the time and with the right time, because it's much better to grow steadily, okay, correctly, in a constant way, than doing this and then with a big risk that with a young age you do a fast career and then for sure you have a drop or a very long period of consistency that will probably depress you, because you are still young but you are not making any more an evolution. So I always suggest that all we do should give us the opportunity, if possible, to have a career that slowly moves, of course, up through the right target for our possibilities. Okay, that's what I think should be. All right. So I hope that I gave you a clear idea what it means to have the right attitude when we work within a design team, whether you are an assistant, an expert designer, senior designer, junior designer, okay, or a design manager, okay, project design manager, or even the design director. But basically, design directors, they of course they overlook from a higher level the overall activity. It's really starting from the design manager to all the others, because they're really inside the hard and hot work of the everyday activities for the project. All right. So now I would like to give you also another information. I quit Facebook, so you will not find me anymore on Facebook. Even my website, Facebook page, everything will be off within 30 days. I think I closed my account. The reason is very simple. I don't like anymore Facebook. I think that this platform became a platform where a social network where a lot of people just are ready to write to crash on people, and there's not anymore that the genuine respectful discussion between people that have different opinions. And also I discovered that Instagram, in my opinion, and YouTube, donc, so this platform, are much more useful for me to express my ideas and to tell you about what it's a part of my experience, hoping to give you some interesting information to help you out during your designer career and give you good examples. Like, for example, all the tutorials that we have on this platform. There are more than 150, okay, videos, and all those experience design talk pills that I'm making now, not very often as I used to do last year, but I still think that YouTube and Instagram are the best are my best social networks to express what I have to do for you. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, please do. It's Luciano Bove 1. That's my name on Instagram, but it is easy to find me also on Google to find the Instagram, my Instagram profile. Okay, so please do it. If you are following me, if you are following me on Facebook, I suggest you to go and follow me on Instagram. Okay, if you are interested in this type of activities, few beautiful pictures I try to post sometimes. All right, and forget Facebook. And if you want, I can give you also another news that for which I will make a specific video, but very soon I will go to China to work, always for the Renault Group. Okay, so I'm not leaving Renault, but my professional life will bring me to China for about 2 years. So from there, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to have those videos, but I know that there is a way, so I will try to figure out how I can do it during my free time. But for sure, on Instagram, you will see more pictures from China, and later on in a specific video, I will explain to you why this is happening, and who is following me on LinkedIn. You will discover in a couple of days, because my job position will change, and therefore I will write which one it's going to be the new one, and what type of new responsibility I'm going to take, thanks to Renault Design, and Renault Group, always within the Renault Group joint ventures that we have here and there, a little bit around the world, being a global company. Okay, so thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for being there with me, and share this video if you want. Also on Facebook, even if I'm not anymore there, it's okay. And thank you very much. Have a good end of Sunday or beginning of Sunday, according to the jet lag or the dual time. And take care. Thanks. And talk to you soon within this week. Ciao.